Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Let's feature today some filthy, disgusting, despicable game rigging cheaters, with the emphasis on game rigging. All right? Sometimes, you can play this game and you don't notice cheating and game rigging. But thanks to Buzzy1984 from the DXRO clan, shout out to you guys who sent me this replay. We're going to feature some game rigging cheaters. Off you go, Buzzy. He's driving the, what is this thing? What is he driving? The 50 TP. And he played this game, and just like a lot of you who play games, or play this game, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes the game lasts 3 minutes and 4 minutes, and you just lose like that. And you move on to the next one. And why do games last 3-4 minutes? Why do you lose so quickly? Everyone needs to get good. If you go on the forums, they'll tell you, it's not the game, it's the players. The players suck. That's why the games only last 4 minutes now. Because nobody knows how to play anymore. I actually read that on the forums. But sometimes, this happens. Let's see if you can figure out what's happening here. I'm not going to point it out. Because a lot of times you could be playing the game and shit happens. You like I said, you win or lose, and you just move on to the next one. That game sucked. I had bad RNG. Maybe my teammates didn't play very well. Lots of different explanations and excuses. But sometimes when you examine the post-game stats or you observe what's going on, you come to the realization that there are some shenanigans taking place. And in the two games I'm going to show you, blatant game rigging, cheating. Now, thanks to you guys for sending me some of these. After I made a couple of videos on cheating and game rigging, especially these professional boosting companies that advertise online that people are using to get their missions done. Jason Anderson has uncovered a couple of them and actually got some of them to admit how they do it, and I've found some of their identities. And they've mentioned, I've actually, have you watched those videos? Have you watched the Jason Anderson undercover videos? Watch those. I've actually gone on the websites where these professional companies advertise to cheat for you, basically. They say, we will do the missions for you. And then how do they do them? So they promise they'll get you an Object 279E in 30 days. Well, how do they do it? They rig the missions using Platoons, right? They and using a group of people by dropping in together and farming depending what is required on the mission. If it's a damage required, they'll let one particular tank farm a platoon that tries to get on the enemy team. If it's a block damage mission, they'll allow someone to bounce, a platoon will bounce damage on someone. There's always ways you can try and rig it if you get in the same games. And it destroys the game for you if you're on their team, or if you're on the other team. If you're on the team of the inactive platoon that's just allowing themselves to be farmed, or yada yada yada, right? You don't have to explain all this. But it's not obvious all the time. It's not obvious when you're watching the game or when you're playing the game that it's happening. You don't see it sometimes. You may be in a different part of the map. Like if you're in this particular battle, let's look at the battle. Look at the Object 430, the Progetto 46, and another tank that have gone to the one line. Now there's a TVP that's going to the one line. Those guys are going to the one line. They're playing their game. They're looking in front of them. They're trying to shoot enemies. They don't see what's going on in this game. This guy here who's playing, Buzzy in his 50 TP, he's trying his best to hold this corner, this point. He's in a heavy tank. He's got to the heavy tank spot. He's trying to play his game. He doesn't see the rigging that's going on right now. It's obvious that it's going on. Have you guys found it yet? He doesn't see it yet, right? He does not see it. But he was surprised when he checked the post-game stats. Can you guys notice it yet? Anyway, I'm going to show you this game, then I'm going to show you another game where there's obvious rigging, but a completely different result. So if you guys experience this or have games like this, load the replays on WOTreplays.com. Load the replay. Take note of the people that you think that are cheating and rigging. And remember that Wargaming has given them a way of anonymizing themselves. There's an anonymizer now. And most of the time when people are cheating and rigging, they use the anonymizer. And if you just look at the post-game stats after you've uploaded the game, you'll just get the anonymized name. You don't know who the actual person. I have no problem naming and shaming when I catch a rigger or a cheater. Unfortunately, in the examples I'm going to show you, the cheaters and the game riggers are using the anonymizer, so we don't know who they really are. And I can't check their accounts for some of the platoons that are engaged in the rigging to see if they're throwaway accounts, whether they have like 0 W and 8. Have they played their last 500 games and done 0 damage? I can't check that because I don't know who they actually are. So if you catch some riggers or some game cheaters, load the replay on WTReplays.com, and then in the game, when you're in the World of Tanks game, I can't do it for these because I just got the replay, right-click on the name of the people that are cheating, right-click on their name as if you're going to send them a personal message in-game. Don't send them a personal message in-game. Don't get frustrated and get mad and say, type to them, you asshole, you're rigging the game. Don't, because you'll get your account suspended. Because they'll report you. They're trolls, right? Don't do that. But just right-click on their name as if you're sending them a personal message, and then their real name will show up. In fact, if you send a ticket into Wargaming to complain about game rigging and you don't include their actual real in-game name, I don't feel confident that Wargaming even knows who they are. They can't even unravel their own anonymizer. They can't do it. If you just send them the replay and the names are anonymized, they won't know who it is. You have to find the correct names by right-clicking on their name in the game, have those proper in-game usernames, and include the replay file. Send that to Wargaming. Inundate them with tickets if you notice game rigging, okay? And send them to me. You guys know how to send me replays. You email them to me. Click the About tab somewhere in this on my YouTube channel. There's an About tab. Click it. It'll tell you how to send me replays. And if you send me a cheating replay, game rigging replay, say in big capital letters, cheating as the subject of the email. Otherwise, I get hundreds of emails, guys. I won't find them. If you put cheating, I'll click on that email to see what it is. Oh, what's happening here? He's died. Oh, okay. Oh, another loss. Looks like they got rolled over. 3.3k damage for nothing. He types in chat. Can you see that? Maybe I should make my head a little bit smaller so you can see the chat window. Let's make me a little bit smaller. 3.3k. Well, it's a loss. Did you guys notice the game rigging? Did you notice the blatant cheating? How this game was destroyed by some probably a boosting company or someone that is trying to feed someone on the enemy team. Did you notice it? Let's watch the remainder of the game, okay, guys? And then we'll check the post-game stats. It's just a blowout now. Most people at this point would just click, back to garage, go to the next game. You don't even look. You don't even know what's happening. And you're wondering, why are these games, why are there so many bad games? Why are there so many blowouts? Must be that everyone sucks, right? Poor Progetto is hanging on as long as he can. He's okay. We don't have to watch the Progetto die. Let's go to the post-game stats. So when Buzzy1984 looked at his post-game stats, he tried his best. He's just a regular schmo trying his best. He looked at the post-game stats here and he noticed that there was a platoon on his team. A T-54 first prototype, a Löwe, and a T-32. A platoon, all anonymized. So if you click these names, they don't exist. They all did 0 damage. The T-54 prototype did not fire his gun. He was destroyed by rock on the enemy team. The Löwe here did not fire his gun. He was destroyed by rock on the enemy team. The T-32 did not fire his gun. He was destroyed by sun. Who's rock? Oh, he's the guy that got the most damage on the enemy team. He's in another platoon. And Son is in another platoon. The number 2 platoon on the enemy team, this guy got the top damage. Okay? And the platoon on his team did 0. It's just a coincidence, right? It's just a coincidence. Let's just watch the beginning of that game again, okay? And we're going to go in third-person mode here, and we're just kind of have a look. There's the T-32. There's the Lava. And where's the T-54? And there's the T-54 prototype. You see him there? T-32 highlighted there. T-54 modified prototype and Lava. Okay, that's the number. That's the platoon on his team. This guy goes to play. Rock on the other team is in the Samoa. There he is here. See that? Look at the game names now. Rock is in the number 1 platoon here in the Samoa. Okay, and the platoon on his team we just looked at. Now where are they? Where's the T-32 going? There's the T-32 right there. Where's the T-50? Look at the mini-map. Okay, the Lava, look at the mini-map. The Lava and the T-54 modified are at A5. Back here, the T-32 went to D7. Now the T-54 is going to D7. The Lava is still at A5. Look at those guys over there. Okay, now they don't do anything. They don't fire their gun. Where's Rock? Where is Rock? Rock is on the enemy team. We don't see Rock. Rock never gets detected. Okay, until much later. But can we see the health bar on this T-54 modified T-32 and Lava? You'll see that their health bars just start going down. There they are. They're congregating now at D7. Look at the map. All 3 of them are right here. Now let's just keep watching. There's their there they are right here. Lava, T-32, T-54 modified. So they congregate at D7. And now you notice, look at the Lava. He's getting clipped. You see that? He's getting clipped. Boom. Dead. The Lava's dead. Alright? Who got the kill? Rock. Rock got the kill on the Lava, didn't he? And now Rock is reloading. Remember, the Samoa's an autoloader. Keep looking at these guys right here. On the screen, look at T-54 and T-32 are right there now. Where's Rock? Where is Rock? Okay, T-54 now is moving into position. You notice the T-54 there? There's a T-54. 1 shot. He's taken. 2. Now the T-54 is getting clipped. You see that? 3. 4. 5. Who got the kill? Rock. And this is how you rig a game. Okay? So game rigging cheaters. Now your game can be ruined in different ways by these game rigging cheaters. Okay? And Alfaus from the SO52 clan. Shout out to you guys! Is driving his STRV 103B. Watch how this game's destroyed. Basically, the game's destroyed for all 30 people. Now, in that previous game, I went and checked those in-game names. I tried to look up the account statistics. Those players were all using the anonymizer. They're getting smart, right? They know that they're anonymized, and most people will just click battle and not even notice that there was game rigging going on. They'll just say, oh, that was another blowout. And they'll come up with lots of other different reasons why there's blowouts. So most people will not even notice. Secondly, if people do notice, they're anonymized and they won't go through the trouble of actually clicking them, finding out what their real in-game name is, and doing some research on them. Most people just want to move on to the next game. You're just here to play the game. You're not here to report people or be a detective, right? But what I would encourage you to do is send in a ticket to Wargaming when this happens. When you see this kind of thing in the post-game stats, usually by looking at the post-game stats, you can think, you realize that something fishy is going on. like I said, right-click those names in your battle results, and as if you're going to send them a personal message, and then their real name will come up. Send a ticket to Wargaming, include the replay and the real in-game name of the people that are cheating, that you think are cheating, right? The real in-game name. If you use the anonymized name, I don't think Wargaming can find them. I've already told you this. I can't find them, or I would, I would name and shame them till the cows come home. I know that there's some British content providers that do not want to name and shame, but I have no problem. I'll do it. But how is this game ruined? Now, I would say that there's going to be a lot of players in this game that have no idea that this was another rigged game, a platoon of game rigging cheaters that affected the outcome of this game. Especially if you go to a different part of the map where you don't notice them. Or maybe you didn't check the post-game stats because you died early. Like this guy on the enemy team here, the WTE100. He's dead. Maybe he's already clicked on to the next battle. He won't even notice that it was another rigged game. All right? If you die early and you don't really notice what's going on, or if you just click next battle, you don't check the post-game stats carefully, you may not know. You may not know. So let's just watch this and it'll become apparent how this game was rigged. All right, what are we doing here? What are we doing? He's using the STRV really well, just poking this, poking the ridgeline like that. He's doing a fantastic job. That's not the point of it. There's some weird outline crap going on there on that Object 140. That is weird. It looks like a Batmobile. What is that? It's like it's got wings or something. Maybe I gotta. Maybe there's another replay. Wargaming, there's another replay bug. That's interesting. Look at that. Batmobile. Anyways, guys. When you notice cheating, I'm going to mention it again. When you notice cheating and game rigging, send the ticket into Wargaming, load the replay on WTReplays.com, and send it to me. I will start featuring game rigging cheaters. And if you go through the trouble of right-clicking their name and you get their proper in-game name, I can check those accounts. Because I think in that first game, if we check that account of those heavy tanks that did 0, it's possible that those accounts played 500 games and did 0 damage in their last 500 games. Those accounts may be just 3 accounts that some of these game rigging boosting sites are using. They're just accounts that are being used to complete missions. Or to boost stats or whatever, and they're just throwaway accounts, and you can tell by looking at the statistics, like Quickie Baby did in his video when he first noticed it happening in one of his games. All right, let's. Have you noticed the game rigging cheating yet? It's not that easy to you don't just see it like that. You have to look for it. It's going to become obvious soon here, guys. Because not only does sometimes you get the game rigging cheaters on your team and it destroys your game and it's a blowout, you lose. Sometimes the game rigging cheaters are on the enemy team. And sometimes these boosting sites, when they try and drop into the same game to boost someone or to complete a mission, and they go 3, 2, 1, boost, and they might have 3 different platoons of 3 trying to drop in with one particular account that they're trying to boost. And sometimes they don't end up in the right game on the enemy team. Sometimes they end up in this game, which is a game that they're not interested in. And what do? Nothing. They just sit there like this. And there they are, the game rigging cheaters that in this particular game entered the game, and the account they're trying to boost maybe wasn't in this game, and they thought, oh, okay. So they just sit there, AFK. So there you go. The enemy team now is stuck with these 3 players that are just sitting AFK, and it's a blowout. The enemy, and poor STRV, you're almost dead in ammo rack. He had 3 AFK tanks there that he could farm, and he got ammo. But this video is not about how well our STRV did. The point of this video is, well, there they are. How is the enemy team going to win? How did this make the gaming experience for anyone better? It was a blowout. The enemy team had 3 players that did nothing because they got into the wrong game. They're trying to boost someone else. There's another platoon. While this guy was playing this game, there's another platoon that dropped in with the account they're trying to boost, and they're allowing themselves to be farmed. There's probably 2 or 3 platoons that tried to drop in that didn't get in the right game, that are just throwaway. They're just saying, okay, they're AFK, or they just press the W key and they wander forward and do 0. That's what got me when I watched Quickie Baby's video. I wasn't sure how they could drop in consistently on the enemy team over and over again. They do it with multiple platoons. Let's check the post-game stats here. So in this particular game, all right, there's an E50 that did 0 and did not fire his gun. The Object 430U that did 0 did not fire his gun. And the IS-7 that did 0 and did not fire his gun. They just were in this game, and it was not a game of interest for them, so they did nothing and destroyed the game. These guys were probably trying to drop into a game with someone else. They didn't get the drop, so they didn't even bother playing. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, help the channel grow. And if you want to participate in a poll that I set up on my community tab of my YouTube page, this is my YouTube page right here. This is the About key right here, just above my, you can't see it because my head is in it. This is the About key right here. If you click that, it tells you how you can send me replays. And this is a poll that I put it under my community tab. You can go here, and so far almost 700 people have voted. And the question is simple: is cheating really a problem? How big a problem is cheating and game rigging by players and professional boosting companies? It's not a problem at all. No effect on the gameplay. So far, 5% of people said that. It's a small problem. It's a minor effect on gameplay and results. 24% of people believe that. And the third choice is it's a major problem. It has a noticeable effect on gameplay and results. 70% of respondents have said it's a major problem. Now remember, this is probably a little bit skewed because people that watch my videos and are subscribed to my channel, they know that I think it's a major problem, so they probably are more like-minded being on my channel. So for the whole player base, it's probably not 70% of people that believe it's a major problem, but you know, that may vary a little bit. But I think that this trend is probably close to being indicative of the whole player base. There's probably plus or minus 10%, plus or minus 20% of these results. You know, this poll is accurate, plus or minus 20%, 5 times out of 8 or whatever. But I encourage you, if you don't think it's a problem, go vote no. Go and see if we can get 10,000 people expressing their opinion on this poll, just to see, give us a little bit of for the regular schmoes of the game to understand what is the perception of the problem. And that's what's important too, right? What is the player's perception of this problem? That's what wargaming has to worry about. It's not enough to say, well, there's only cheating in 3% of the games. Okay, that's fine, but what's the perception of the players? If the perception of the players is that the games are unplayable and the results are meaningless because of the type of game results I just showed you, if that perception becomes overwhelmingly adopted by the player base, then that's not good, right? It's not good. Statistics become meaningless, and whether you have or not have an Object 279E it all becomes a joke, right? So what am I trying to say? I'm going to end it there. Thanks for watching, guys. Send me replays of game rigging cheaters if you find them. Send tickets to Wargaming if you notice it, and participate in this poll and let me know what you guys think. Okay, guys? Catch you on the next one.